things out. Getting this live videos just recently starting. As they get better, I get more software, things like that. Live videos will obviously become better. Well, with this one, I guess I set up notifications for my own video somehow. YouTube has been doing some weird things, sending me like, basically I've been going and recommending my own videos to me, and it started playing in the background, so I was hearing myself as I was talking, but it was delayed. Oh well. So I will edit it, I'll delete the old one, put it in this one, so for those people going back and watching, this is a live video where secrets come out. Not all secrets are going to come out, obviously. Once more people watching, I'll get more into the juicy details. Start off kind of small. Just go over a few things here and there. That's it. So what's up, guys? Kyle here, otherwise known as Twisted 500. Back with another live video. Gonna be going Wednesdays. Wednesdays just work better for me. If a different day works better for you guys, let me know. But with my work schedule right now, Wednesdays around this time work best. Let me know if something else works for you. If it works for me, we can make it work. And we'll just go from there. Little format to these videos. I will get on first 10-15 minutes, go over talking about like the content material. So I will, and then depending on how excited I am over the content, I will 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. And after that, shit talking starts. I'll go through comments if there are any questions, and we'll just hang out for a little bit. So let me get my, as you guys know, I'm using my phone. Let me get my computer set up so I can see your comments live. Simply because that little mishap with YouTube, which is dumb, but we're learning. We're learning together. You guys, some of you guys are new, some of you guys have been here for a while. We're on this journey together, and then we'll just learn together. So, okay, got it pulled up here. Cool. So today's video was on, yeah, see, look, I just got a notification of me for me. Whatever, we're not going to talk about it. YouTube is being weird. So, today's video is about setups, and then which setups you would want. Now, why would you ask me? Well, let me tell you a little bit of background. For those of you new to the channel, you might not know much of what I've done with this car. When it comes to 2020 and up GT500s, I've done quite a few things. First off, had the car a couple months, had a 20-inch wheel record for a while. I mean, I know that's kind of a micro record, but when these cars wouldn't launch with anything, we were testing out a lot of things. 20-inch wheel record, and we went faster than some cars on drag radials. Toyo, I did it on a Toyo R888R, which to me was even more special because the day before I went to the road course and had a full track day on that same tire, no tune changes, no setup changes, went to the drag strip, set the 20-inch wheel record, so that was pretty cool. I was first car to go twin turbo. We realized the power potential that served. Obviously, we were ahead of our time. Tuning, just monster. Tuning wasn't there yet for it, but we did a lot of R&D, worked out that kit, worked with Hellion, get that kit set up. Literally, they just set us like kind of a blank kit. We made a lot of parts ourselves to get it to work. So if you go to Hellion's website, a 2020 and up GT500 kit, that's all because of what me and the guys at HPGA did to get it to actually work. With that setup, we were able to work some tuning things out. Obviously, this was a long, long time ago. A lot of the twin turbo guys are just now getting to where I was back then. So they're just now learning the issues that we were having originally. So went first on the streets to go 60 to 130 in the threes. Did that full weight, 4,225 pounds, absolutely flying. If you think about it, stock motor, stock trans, car was absolutely flying. Did that after Texas 2K21, 20. It's been a little bit now. I think it was 21. I'll look up and get back to you. It was a little bit ago. Did that. We had issues at Texas. Like I said, tuning wasn't there. Couldn't get the car to launch, but roll racing, stuff like that, car was absolutely rolling out the back end, so we knew the car had potential. Got it home, did some more testing, some tweaking, was able to get 60 to 130s where they needed to be. We were the first to go TH400. So right after MITM here in St. Louis, we noticed that tuning was getting more to where we needed to be, but we still didn't have launch control capability. So the 2020 GT500, if you talk to anyone, they launch terribly. 1.4 60 foot is considered good. 1.6 60 foots, I mean, that's pretty normal. I went 9.5 stock blown with a 1.6 60 foot, like at 153 miles an hour when I first got the car. Like, Just absolutely terrible 60-foot these cars are doing. That's all we were really capable of because we didn't have the trans tuning that we needed. So we were throwing around some ideas, guys at the shop, and suddenly we go, why don't we just throw TH400 in it? And we did. It's not a direct swap. I'll talk about that in a different video. There's a lot of things, like honestly, there's a lot of things we had to do just to get the car to even start. Like it's not just like any other really Coyote. Yes, there might be a few things here and there to get functions to work, but the car wouldn't even start without us having to do some trick stuff to it. So we can talk about that in a different video. First, go TH400. As you guys know, the rest is kind of history. With the TH400, set the record down at ModNats, going faster than a certain silver car with trans tuning no one else had and a lot of trick parts. Like what I mean, when I say trans tuning, they will deny it, but people from Tremec themselves said yes, they had special trans tuning that no one on the market has. Went faster than with a stock motor. With that, was the first one to go 60 to 130 in the twos, and went 100 to 150 in the twos, stock motor. And then reset my record at NMRA in St. Louis with one of my worst 60 foots I've ever had with the car. So the TH400, I went a 118 60 foot on a test pass. NMRA, I just didn't get up on the two steps far enough. Went 8-1 with a 139 60 foot, probably a 780 car if I would have left on that pass consistently. That's enough background. Let's get actually into the setup. So obviously I've owned a few Mustangs, but the main one is the GT500. So this is mainly going to be geared for GT500 folks, but you can kind of extrapolate some of this information to Coyote, stuff like that, because it is a Predator motor, and the GT500 is a Coyote-based motor. That's just the way it is. Let me say hi to the people real fast. So yeah, for those of you logging on late, sorry, we did switch over to this one. Go ahead and any questions, comments, stuff like that, let me know and we'll get it taken care of. So there's three main setups: stock blower, twins, and Whipple. And there's been a lot, if you go on any of the GT500 forums, there's been a lot of talk, stuff like that, with which setup do you need. Here's what I think, with all the testing, all the R&D, everything. IFC, what up? Dallas, Texas in the house. How you guys doing? So with all the testing I've seen, all the R&D I've done, this, obviously, in my opinion, I'm not a tuner, but I've done a lot with these cars. This is what I think you guys do. Stock blower. Stock blower will fit on a Coyote. Some people have done it. It's interesting. There's a lot of little tweaking to get it actually work. The guy who bought my stock blower put it on a GT350R. So it will fit direct bolt right onto the motor, except getting all the other stuff is kind of a little bit harder work. Stock motor, if you want to keep it right around 1,000, I believe is absolutely perfect. Doing it again, stock blower, right around 950, 1,000 horsepower, I believe is absolutely perfect. To IAT issues with the car. It's just because of throttle body limitations. You can really only run 105 millimeter throttle body and intercoolers. With the billet lid, larger intercooler, IATs are more under control, but not quite where we need them to be. If you want to keep, he's passed out. If you want to keep a larger pulley on the car, absolutely. You can put a larger pulley on the car. Maybe you're on a 285, 2.9, just absolutely drive the car, no issues. But once you get into 2.4s, IAT issues down track, you're looking at 160s, 170s. I had a lower on my car at one point and an ice tank. Ice tank didn't work, so just melted out all the ice before I even got to the line. Forgot to change it out. It was cold. Started the pass at like 70 degrees. By the end of the pass with a 10% lower and a 2.4 upper, 210 IATs. That was for me when I said absolutely not going to twins. But like I said, if you want an all-around driving car, a car you can drive to work, a car you can drive to the road course, autocross, and to the drag strip, stock blower. It's going to be the best all-around drivability that you can have, and you'll still make insane power. Like I know some stock blower cars are making 1,200. It's just once you get more up than that, you run into the IAT issues. If you want long-term reliability, stay around 900. Stock blower car will be an absolute blast to drive. Put a lower on it, keep the stock upper, make all the torque, and just have a ton of fun with it. Now, what some people say would be the best thing to go to is Whipple. Whipple's had a lot of issues. especially with their throttle bodies. Their throttle bodies originally had GT electronics. GT and GT500 electronics are not the same. So the GT500s were having a lot of throttle body issues. A lot of people running Whipples just had terrible drivability. They were great at watt, but anything other than wide open throttle, cars did not run right. And we were seeing a lot of these issues, a lot of my friends and just a lot of the forums of Whipples having issues. Of course, Whipple said they came out with a fix, but there's one company that only has access to the fix, which to me means no one has access to the fix. If the Whipple's not making it available to the masses, no issues. Also, Whipple did have bypass spring issues, but they said that has been fixed with updated springs. I've had friends with Whipples who having the same issues. Backtracking to stock blowers have been 8s. Stock blowers have been 9.1s. So I mean, if you really want to pull it down and get after it, you can, or you can stay relatively mild with the stock blower. Go, 9.3s, 9.4s, drive it home. So to me, that's kind of where I'm leaning. Whipples, if you want just a straight drag car, I mean, yeah, it would work. Whipples have been, hey, what up? Whipples have been, if you guys don't know, Vinny was my pit crew. My autocross events, he was the one in the rain out there like a bro, filming me and everything. So that was, thanks for that, sir. Back to it. Whipples, want to go watt race car? Absolutely. But drivability isn't that great. And a lot of people have made comments about, Whipple's durability as well. Like even some people who, I'm at work and I saw a notification saying you went live. Yeah, I'm glad you jumped on. Had some issues with the original one, which we'll edit that one and put that here. So, but yeah, so Whipples have some drivability issues and durability issues. An unnamed person said, who's real close to Whipples, said they switched simply because Whipples have been known to lock up. There's been quite a few blowers lock up. People trying to keep it quiet. Whipples breaking. I mean, Whipples will just blow belts off. There's a guy who brought 10 belts to a race just because Whipples are shredding belts. I mean, if you're looking for consistency, I mean, yeah, it'll run an 880, but at what cost? If you're worried about breaking a belt that much, to me, that's not going to do it. Especially if like the rotor pack and stuff like that's been having issues, getting out of time, just disintegrating, all that stuff. To me, Joker's ported blower. So far, to me, Joker's ported blower. Call today, stock blower. Just have fun with the car. Last, Twins. This is what I did. What are you doing, bud? Twins, to me, if you want all-around power, Twins is the way to go. I mean, stock motor, the car just was so much more efficient. Like, as you guys know, I spent a lot of time HPJ Performance working on these cars. Not working on these cars, but working with them to get my car where I want it to be. Twins, to me, completely changed the way the car just drove. The power was basically unlimited. I mean, we ran 32 PSI through the car a few times, just making insane power. We trapped the quarter mile like 174. Stock motor, just like the car just completely came alive. The way it pulled, we did have some tuning issues. I will be honest, we did have some tuning issues, some drivability issues at the beginning. Worked with Lund Jr. over at Lund Racing, got those figured out, and the car just became so much fun to drive. Eventually, I did switch to smaller turbos, woke the car up even more, had a bunch of torque down low like the blower, and then the power basically was as high as I wanted to turn it up. And to me, that was absolutely perfect. For Twins, though, it's a lot, like if you're trying to do Twins just off the bat, it's a lot of money, a lot of work to get it to all come together, and the tuning just isn't quite there yet. We are getting really close, as you guys seen. Come on, bud. As you guys have seen in some previous videos, we are now recently able to build boost off the launch, and that's huge. Obviously, as a turbo car, if you can't build boost off the launch, you're just basically idling away until the turbo spool ups 80 feet out, and then by then the race is over. Being able to build, hey, what are you doing? Unreal. Hey, thanks, man. I'm throwing it out just for you. see you in the gym all the time, so I gotta do something else. So build and boost off launch for a turbo car is absolute, like, you have to do it. There's no way for the car to even be somewhat successful without it. A blower car, like a Whipple or stock blower, you don't need to build boost. Some people are talking about build and boost, and you don't need to, because it basically makes boost immediately and makes power and gets off the line. We just recently got that ability to build boost, and that has made some differences. There are some turbo cars really starting to stretch their legs, get close to that 8-second mark. But other than me throwing a Turbo 400 on the car, no other turbo car has gotten 8s. And I think it's coming, will be soon, but I don't think it's there yet. Now, if you want a all-out roll car, twins is the way to go. I mean, I went 392 with trans issues. Like when I did it, I made it, hey bud, I made it to 100, and then the car just stopped accelerating through a wrench light, and I just coasted that with 392. I mean, the fact that I went 3s, I took it, but we were just having trans issues at the beginning, and then, so I mean, it's definitely there if you're trying with twins, especially with the new trans tuning that we have available and all that stuff. I mean, I went, 290 stock motor, so once we get the trans to hold, turbos will just completely make this car unbeatable. Like, you see UGR cars, like Lambos, Audis, R8, stuff like that, run those numbers. So it's just insane what these cars are capable of doing without much motor work. Obviously, if you're making that much power, based on my weight, estimating 1,300, 1,400 wheel, you don't want to do stuff to the motor. You don't want to do stuff to the trans, just to make sure that nothing happens long term. But, I mean, you really don't need to with just the way these cars are built. So yeah, so in my opinion, summing all that up, I know I kind of rambled on and I just started talking and let it take me. I think unless you're a serious if you're a serious drag racer, I would go Whipple just right now, simply because you don't really have to do all that much with the trans. Twins, we are getting really close for me definitively saying twins is the way to go. Just throw some 58s on it. Like, honestly, if you want to make the most power, let's put some twins on the Infiniti. Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time. Basically a GTR, but we'll talk about that later. So if you guys are just wanting to have a good time, just drive the car, stock blower. All out drag racing, right now, Whipple, simply because twins just aren't quite there yet. Ooh, 62s. What's the hot side on them? 62 what? Slow speeds. Tell me what the hot side is. I mean, so I had started off with 64s on my car, and you guys saw all the power it made. I switched to 58 62s, and I did post some videos. The car was just absolutely, it was so much fun to drive. The new 62 66s, ooh, might have to talk later on those, we'll see. So the ones I had right on my car before I sold them were 58 62s. They were the new ones from Hellion that they were selling. I was one of the first ones. I literally just messaged John and said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What do you think? He immediately sent me back an answer saying, you want these 58s, 58 62s, and you'll love them. They'll basically spool right off idle. He was right. They spooled right around 1,800 RPM, and with a turbo car spooling at 1,800 RPM and just letting it eat basically all the way out was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun to drive, and that's when we had the DCT back in it. That's when I autocrossed with it, and I think until we get the Billy Badass trans tuning going twins with some 58s or stuff would be an option as well if you're trying to spend money. If you're not trying to spend money, you can just go Joker's ported blower, pulley, tune, make like 900 and just enjoy the car. If you're really trying to look long term, twins, because swapping out turbos isn't too hard, and you're good to go. So there it is, guys. All I really had. Just wanted to get on, explain that, kind of hang out. You guys got any questions for me? Comments? I know I read through some of the comments earlier. I'll read through them again. Hoping to get these videos more consistent, better. I know the first couple are always rough. We'll just grow together and hopefully have a good time here. Just get on, hang out, just have a good time. So slow speeds, when you coming back up, or are you just staying down there? So if you guys don't know, Slow Speeds was, hopefully, oh man. Heading to Pakistan. What are you doing there for work? Well, I guess you wouldn't be able to tell me if you were there. Yeah, man, you need to come back up. Miss you. For those of you guys who don't know, Slow Speeds is a close friend of mine. Been actually at the car scene up when, yeah, I bet you're making a ton of money doing that. Met up here when I lived in Illinois. Became close friends. He moved down to Texas for work, and we just kind of, obviously, still talk, but that far is a little hard. Met up with him down in Texas, so that was a good time seeing him again. So, and then Vinny, yep, little, I guess just a little Easter egg there. Not talking about that yet, but well, I'll let y'all know a little bit more when that happens. So yeah, so what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see that? Or do you want to see some like GT40? Because I'm thinking something like that would be a little cooler. Just to be able to drive around. I would still be able to race it, all that stuff, but it wouldn't be, I guess it wouldn't have the cool factor. You see this weather coming? Yeah, I see it. What? 50-mile-an-hour winds? Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to get like some 50-mile-an-hour winds. And I don't know, like 4 to 5 inches of snow, so blizzard conditions. I still gotta work. That's one thing about my job. Basically, you still gotta work. So I'll be there, but hopefully it's not too bad. Trying to see Kyle go 7s in an orange Fox body. You know, Tony just sold his. For those of you guys who don't know, Tony Hobson had a 4-second Fox body. Thought it looked amazing. 4 seconds in the 8th, by the way, went like 4:18 a few times. He just sold his, so I'm starting from scratch on a Fox body would be a little hard. That car is basically just put a motor in it and go. So those big time builds. I mean, I guess building a Fox body wouldn't be too bad. What's that guy's name with the blue Fox body? Shoot, I can't remember. At Mod Nats he had a small block Ford and a Fox body with nitrous and with 7s. Shoot, I'm sure you guys remember. I'll remember as soon as the live stream's over. But yeah, he went. I mean, that's not too much. Basically just a relatively stock Fox body, small block Ford. I think he had 13-5 compression on it. Like it was just some unreal compression, and then went 7s with some nitro. So I guess that would be too durable. Wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, remember we helped him unload his car off the trailer. Slow Speeds. I know it was. Yeah, we helped him unload his car because I think the ramps weren't quite working out. It got stuck or something. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, met him down there. He break his I can't remember if he broke his diff or the whole axle just broke out of the car. Like we had to like push up. Like you guys had to push him off the line. I remember watching. Wonder if I still have that video on my computer. If I do, I'll send that to you. But yeah, I mean, I remember stick shift class. Stick shift is like broken axle. Yeah. Was he at Mod Nats this year or last year? Both. Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, because I do remember that he was there now because I remember walking up to him. I wasn't there long. I remember walking up to him like, hey, like, surprised that he got the car back together that quickly because I knew he said he was going to make a lot of changes to it, and then he didn't. I didn't know if he like changed it back or what happened with that. Still got to pick up a 5.0, but the black 2020 I sent you was insanely tempting. Dude, Vinny, that looked so good. Like, I'm being honest. I know it's a little out of your price range, but if you can make that work, like, drive it, enjoy it for a while, don't do anything to it, and that will be the best driving car, like, you will probably have. I mean, it was pretty close to being perfect. I know it's a little expensive. Car prices should come down, but only time will tell to know for sure. Love it. answering work stuff. It never ends. That's the one thing about my job is, even when I'm not at work, I can ask questions. I gotta do work stuff, but I guess it is what it is. It helps me to do these kind of things, do what I want to do, so I guess I can't really complain about it, so. But yeah, so what do you guys want to see on the next one? I'll probably cut it here. Not too many people on. I mean, appreciate you guys, Slow Speeds and Vinny, getting on and talking with me. It's one of those things to where hopefully as the channel grows, more people come in and we can hang out. Hopefully, I'm really hoping to see this channel grow with you guys. We'll just have to see. They got the thing listed for 4,000 under, so ooh, I wonder if you can get them down for more. 4,000 under. It's been sitting there for a while. Interest rates are high. Honestly, I mean, if you're dead set on the car, if you really want it, just see what they can get the price to. That's what I would do. Just, I mean, literally just lowball them. The worst thing they can do is say no, come up on price a little bit. Best thing they can do is say yes, and you're driving out with a brand new car. So, yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks for getting on. I'll probably cut it here just to kind of keep things fresh. If you guys have any ideas, I got some ideas for the next video. If you guys want to hear anything, talk about anything, let me know in the comments. I'll for sure consider it. If it's good enough, I'll do it then. But until then, guys, me and Zeus will say bye. Come here, bud. As you guys know, I like to include him in all my videos. Come here, bud. Yep, he's got, look at this. Out. This is a chuck it ball. I know I showed you on the last one. Absolutely destroyed. Yep. And if you guys don't think that I'm an actual racer, I'm just Glory Passes. Got a trophy there. World Ride Technology Raceway with the stock blower. Won my class. It was a heads-up racing event. So I do actually do some racing. I don't just sit around and make Glory Passes like some people. The car was actually used for racing, so. Fun listening to the blower rant. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Like I said, Wednesday works for me. If I don't hear anything otherwise, we'll keep doing Wednesdays. Wednesdays around 8 o'clock will probably be the best. Maybe I might push them a little later. Might bring them up front, up a little bit. But with the weather out, I mean, it's dark at 4 o'clock. So what are y'all doing anyways? But on that note, I'll see y'all on the next one.